Hey everybody! Now if you watched any of our Q&As in the past, like the one that we did for reaching 100K subscribers on YouTube, you know that we don't like to do our Q&As in a boring way. Like we don't like to just do like the talking heads and sitting in the studio and answering questions. We try to do something fun, try to invite you into our life a little bit. So that's what we're doing today, because today we are at Canada's Wonderland. So Canada's Wonderland is this theme park just outside of Toronto, and it is busy today. It is super busy. But this is something that me, Erika, and the kids do quite a bit. We have seasons passes, so that makes it a lot of fun too. And yeah, it's just a really busy time for us, but this is kind of what we do when we're not recording. We do as much as we can with the kids, spend time with them, have fun, especially during the summer months. This place is only open during the summer. So yeah, we try to come here as often as we can. Usually like once a week. Usually when we go to the park, it's just us. It's just me, Erika, and the kids. But today's a little bit special. We have some family joining us, Erika's sister, and also Erika's cousin, who is visiting us from Florida. And yeah, hopefully this will be even more fun. Hey. Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? Okay, so while we're on this ride, I'll actually answer one of the questions here. So let's do this one from Travis. What do you do outside of watching shows, work, hobbies, stuff like that? So for work, I am actually in digital marketing for a charity in Canada, obviously. So yeah, I do a lot of digital marketing, ads, getting in front of people. So that's kind of what I do on the day job. In terms of what I like to do for fun, it's kind of things like this. Anything to do with spending more time with the family is what I like to do for fun, whether that is going to a theme park like here, having my toddler drive me around in a little car, or yeah, play sports, do a lot of things like that. My favorite sport is basketball. You can probably tell from the background of our videos. So playing basketball with the boys, my boys, my little kids, shooting around, doing things like that. It's really fun. But at the end of the day, it's just about maximizing as much time as I can with the family, because we work a lot. So yeah, that's kind of my answer to that one.
Okay, so outside of watching shows, all I really have time for is to be a mom. So I'm with our two kids all day. I do a bit of homeschooling. And when I can, I work out. I have been delving a bit more into cooking. I usually hate the kitchen, but I don't know what it is. Something's taking over me. I'm actually enjoying cooking a bit more. What else? I read the Bible every day, and I think that's all I got right now. Okay, so my background was actually in mental health. So I was an occupational therapist before we had kids, and I worked with people who had severe chronic mental health. But I've left that since having kids, and now I just, on top of YouTube, just run an e-commerce business. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, next one. So it seems that there's been more spiritual content as of late. Is this due to just giving the viewers what they want, or are these shows what you would want to watch even if not requested? So great question. Honestly, a lot of it is just timing. So part of the spiritual content that we've been putting out is like The Chosen. We are big fans of The Chosen. Erika and I are Christian ourselves, so it's just kind of something that we're interested in. When we first started watching it and reacting to it, we honestly didn't think it was going to be one of the popular shows on our channel, but it was just something that we were interested in. And when we started this channel, it's like we just wanted to do things that we were interested in, and we'll put it out there, and then if it finds an audience, cool. If it doesn't, that's fine too. It just so happened that The Chosen definitely did find an audience, so that's what we're doing with that one, and it just worked out that, you know, the timing of the season is happening now, and it just coincided with another request for another movie that had a bit more of a spiritual angle as well. So it's not necessarily the angle of the channel, or you know, a new way or a new direction that we're going in, but it just is timing. We don't watch too much Christian content outside of like things like that, honestly. But yeah, it just kind of worked out that way. Okay, so the next question is about whether or not we would play the Walking Dead video game. I actually did answer this in the comments, just to give some shameless self-promotion, but we actually have started the Walking Dead video game. We're on season 4 currently, and we're about to wrap it up. We started a gaming channel, so it's Screentime Games on YouTube, and you can watch our full game playthroughs there. Eventually we're going to put on a few other titles. We've already committed to doing The Last of Us. We're doing some co-op games. But again, the whole angle of that channel is that we're doing things that we've never done before. And we're not good at gaming. We're not good gamers at all. But I think that's what makes it kind of fun. So yeah, if you do want to check that out, a lot of those gameplays are already available, and we'll be finishing up the Walking Dead series pretty soon. Okay, next one. This one's from Chase. What's up, Chase? If y'all had to bring back one dead character to The Walking Dead, who would y'all bring back? I think the easy answer would be Glenn, just because he's such a fan favorite. He was one of my favorites as well. But I don't know if Glenn is the answer for me. Maybe, honestly, it's going to be a toss-up between Herschel and Abraham. They're like two very different characters for sure. But Herschel, because I thought that he was a great moral center for Rick, a great kind of person to bring wisdom to the show. So that was really good to see, and I think that would be a fun person to bring back, because I don't know, his wisdom during the Whisper era, during a lot of the stuff with Negan, I think would have been really good as a sounding board. So that part would be really cool. Abraham, I just think that he's just so authentically him. He had such fun like one-liners and stuff like that, that I think that would be really fun to see and hear from him, especially with all the new villains that they face in the later parts of the seasons and the series. So yeah, two very different answers, but either Abraham or Herschel.
Okay, so who I'd be back from Walking Dead? I have a couple people. I can't, it's hard for me to choose just one. But I'd say Carl, Beth, and Tara, all for the same reasons. I feel like they just have so much potential. I really liked where their arc was going, and I was really excited to see like more of their growth and how they impact the rest of the group. And yeah, I was just excited to see more of what they can do because of their growth. And then for it to be cut short was so disappointing, so disappointing. So yeah, I can't just choose one. It's, yeah, Carl, Beth, and Tara.
All right, so we have another Walking Dead question. This one is from Asmir. What's your favorite season of The Walking Dead? I think this is one that both Erika and I can answer. We probably have different answers. My favorite season, I'm gonna go with season 9. Season 9 was good for a lot of reasons. One, I think the storyline in that season was really cool. Like the villain that they introduced, obviously the Whispers, how that season ended. A lot of drama throughout the season as well. Like we lost Rick, and we just kind of had to reset the entire story. And I think they did a really good job of doing that. It's a hard thing to do, I imagine, to reset an entire story, especially 9 seasons in, but I think they did a really great job. Like they got rid of the main character, but it still was really interesting to watch, and I respect that kind of storytelling. And yeah, I think because it was right beside season 8, the quality of season 9 just felt so evident. So that definitely plays a little bit of a role, and it might have skewed my ranking a little bit, but I think even without that, standing alone, season 9 was very, very strong, super entertaining, back to its roots in terms of it being a really entertaining show to watch, and it made me fall in love with the series again. So yeah, season 9 for me.
Okay, so my favorite season of The Walking Dead, I think this is really hard for me to choose because I love so much of the show. But I want to say, I can't even pick just one, but seasons 5 and 6, I'm going to put up there because I just remember those to be like the most intense. It was like one right after another. We actually took a break after, I think 7x1, because it was just such a long run of intensity. So yeah, I'm gonna say that, but coming up real close was like the Whisper arc. So what is that, maybe season 8 or 9? But I don't know, I really like the Commonwealth arc too. I don't know. It's hard for me to choose. But I think up there, maybe like, if I had to rank season 5, 6, and then I'm so bad with remembering like the exact season and the storyline, but the Whisper arc and then the Commonwealth arc, I'd say would be, I guess, 3rd, 4th to seasons 5 and 6. So yeah, that is I'm gonna go with that for my answer. So in terms of the question about watching other biblical based shows, I am 100% for that. Doing The Chosen was actually my idea, because I watched the first couple seasons. Phil hadn't yet, and I really loved the show, and I really wanted him to watch it. So yeah, I love watching biblical based content. I don't watch too much of it, like outside of the channel, to be honest. But a big part of why I really enjoy watching it is just being able to discuss like certain themes, the topics, yeah, like Jesus-centered topics with my husband. So yeah, I would totally be down to do that. I also, since I do read the Bible, I love just like comparing, and it's fun. Also kind of like to test my biblical knowledge. So yeah, I'd love to.
So another thing I'll add about the Christian content, 100% aligned with Erika, I'd definitely watch it. But in the question, you definitely called out Angel Studios and Prime Video. I would maybe put a caveat on the Christian content with that kind of production quality. Most of the Christian content that I had consumed prior to The Chosen was super corny. And I think I can say that, and I think a lot of people who have consumed that kind of content can understand that and know what I'm talking about. It got to a point where it's hard to actually watch it and take it seriously. So the fact that a lot of studios have started putting money into production to tell these important stories, I think that has helped quite a bit. So if it is anything like that in terms of quality, for sure down.
Do you think you could ever forgive Negan for what he's done, or is Negan unforgivable?
I think I'm at a point where I can forgive Negan because I've seen enough remorse, empathy, transformation. I just have to stop thinking about that night with Glenn and Abraham. I just have to not think about that because I don't believe that's who he is anymore. And yeah, and I'm a Christian, so I gotta forgive.
Also, which character do you believe had the best arc?
So the character I think who had the best arc is Carol, hands down. Just to see like where she came from, who she became, the impact that she made. She's just become a total bad ASS of our kids around here. Yeah, I think I choose her because she's the only one I think that had the best arc and stayed alive throughout the whole series. If Carl lived, I think Carl would have been up in the running. If Beth lived, I think she would have been up in the running. Phil's rolling his eyes at me. I don't know why. Beth's character development was so dope towards the end of her time on the show. I know, I'm saying if she stayed alive, I feel like she could have made such a massive impact. Okay, I think I have to end it here. Okay.
Could I forgive Negan? I'm kind of aligned with Erika in terms of like seeing the change in Negan and seeing like true remorse. I think I could forgive him, but I'm not going to forget, right? And I don't think you can completely absolve him for what he did that night and all the things that he has done in the past. I think you can forgive him and acknowledge that he's a part of this group and that he is working and trying to do better, but I don't think you should ever forget what he's done. And as part of that, I don't think you can let him forget what he's done. I'm not going to keep making him feel terrible about what's happened and kind of treat him like he's lesser, but I'm not going to also let him forget that that was something that happened. That's something that you took away from us. And I don't know if you'll ever get back to a place where you'll have anybody's full respect, but you are going to at least be forgiven and we can be civil we might not be okay every day, but I think that's fine, and I think that's reasonable, and I think that's something that he'll understand as well. So yeah, forgive but don't forget. Now in terms of best character arc, it's a bit tough. Gabriel has a good one, even though I really hated him at the beginning. I'll go with Eugene. Eugene kind of found his own footing, his own way in this apocalypse and in this world. And it's a really tough thing to do, especially for somebody that can't fight, who doesn't feel like they can contribute physically to this world, where like this world becomes so ever more physical. Yeah, so I think Eugene and what he's been able to do, the spot that he's been able to carve out, has been really, really cool. Like, he's contributing in his own way, he's super smart, and he's becoming a leader. He's, you know, finding himself in different ways, and I think he contributes the way that he can, and I think he's more valuable than he gives himself credit for. I think a lot of people do see the value that he does bring, and yeah, it's really hard to just see it in yourself, but he becomes a leader, and especially all the way into the 11th season, even finding love and things like that, it's just really cool to see. Okay, so this question is from Ivan. I'm paraphrasing here, but the question was essentially like, as parents who are on a reaction channel, do we ever give any thought to passing the torch to our kids or letting them be a part of it? The short answer is that no, probably not, because I don't know how long we're going to be doing this, and if we'll be doing it long enough for them to be old enough to make that decision on their own and be a part of the channel. If they want to do it on their own and they want to be a part of it, for sure. We'll see. I think that's kind of something that we'll play by ear. I don't think we have plans for it right now. I think it'll be fun, but we'll see. No, you can't get a squid hat. Because you have so many hats. Okay, so this is a fun one. What are some of the movies and TV shows that are our favorites that we haven't put on YouTube? Mostly because we've already watched them many times. On the TV show side of things, for me it's The Simpsons. I grew up with The Simpsons, I love it. I haven't really watched it in the last maybe handful of seasons, but that's definitely something that I could get the most obscure references to. That's something that is just part of my childhood, and I really, really do love it. I don't see too many reactions to it. Maybe it's tough to get past with copyright. Maybe there's just no audience for it, but yeah, that's one that's not on YouTube for us. And in terms of movies, I think one of my favorite movies is Grand Budapest Hotel. I've watched that so many times. I know it inside out. I think that's always a fun reaction, especially first time watches. We haven't put that on because both Erika and myself are big fans of it. Wes Anderson in general, but that one I think is my favorite.
A favorite show that we aren't reacting to, honestly, it's hard for me to think of because I like a lot of shows. But one I guess that comes to mind the most would be Modern Family. I actually didn't finish it, but I know it's really long. I don't know if we'll react to that one. I don't know. I have a lot of shows. Like Grey's Anatomy is one. Again, that one I didn't finish because, is this still going? I feel like it might still be going. Currently, we got into Stick. That's one I feel like that's pretty good that we're not reacting to right now. And then aside from that, Phil put me on like some Gordon Ramsay shows like Hell's Kitchen, MasterChef, Next Level. Those are some of my, I guess, favorite cooking shows. If there's a new Amazing Race season, I'll watch that. But to be honest, I rarely have time to watch anything outside of the channel. If I do, it's like very occasional and it's kind of nice. Oh, you know what? Honorable mention, it's not a TV show, but Hot Ones. I'm a big fan of Hot Ones. If I see a new interview, I'll likely try to watch it. But yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay, so I'm just in the middle of my edit and realizing that we did not get to all the questions. If you've ever been to a theme park or anywhere really with kids, especially toddlers, you'll know that
your mind is all over the place. You're just kind of chasing them around. That's what we were doing. So it was a miracle that we even got those questions in. But there are a few that I'll just answer here. The one question that had an additional piece that we just didn't address was, what is each of your favorite parts of doing a reaction channel? Erika's kind of busy right now, so I'll answer this from my perspective, and maybe she can chime in the comments. Favorite parts is that you get to build community in a completely different way. I think that was kind of a fear of ours going into this, being so digital and being so away from everybody, especially since we've gone fully remote in every other part of our world. We thought that community building would be actually pretty tough. But we found that with each show, there's a unique community there, and one that engages with us, that gives us tips, that gives us tidbits of knowledge. All of that is super useful to us and really cool. Every community is different. Everyone shows support in different ways. Everyone shows criticism in different ways. And I think all of that is part of the community, and it's something that we appreciate. So I think that part of it is really, really cool. I really do enjoy that. Worst parts, I wouldn't even categorize it as like the worst part, because at the end of the day, it's not lost on us that we're watching shows and movies and we're building community and we're making a living out of it. So that is not lost on us. But sometimes the joy of just discovering something new and not having to be on, that part of it is kind of taken away. For instance, if there's a new movie that comes out and you just want the theater experience, sometimes we just don't get to do that anymore, because we know that that's going to be something that we want to react to for the channel, meaning that we'll miss the theatrical release, and then we will miss the experience of going to the theaters with our friends and our family who are all going to go see it. So that's just kind of a small sacrifice, not a big deal, but it is something that is part of the human experience, right? Like going to the movies or binging a show in real time with your friends and family. Not having to worry about what your face looks like or anything like that, just kind of vegging out on the couch and watching. I think all of that, the casual side of just kind of consuming media, that's kind of gone out of the way, and we always have to be on to a certain extent. Obviously, we're trying our best to always show you our authentic selves, but there's still an element that is us, that wouldn't be us completely casual, right? So there's that. Other than that, I mean, it does take up a lot of time, but again, this is the life we chose. Like no one forced us to make a reaction channel. No one forced us to, put out as much content as we do every week. So it's something that we chose, but it gets tiring sometimes. You could probably notice that sometimes in our reactions, specifically with me. But yeah, I mean, it just gets tough, especially with two young ones running around, just trying to keep up with them, be present with them, and then also give you the best that we can on our reactions. So I guess those would be the things that are on the other side of the spectrum, but it's overwhelmingly positive. There's also another question that popped up quite a few times as like an addition to some of the questions that we answered in our Wonderland video. But essentially are you going to be watching the spin-offs? Answer is yes. We are going to be watching the spin-offs. We're starting with The Ones Who Live. We're probably going to be doing Daryl Dixon after that, and then Dead City. Mainly because we really love these characters. We've grown with them after 11 seasons, and we just want to know what happens with their stories. We know that there is a huge fan base for Fear of the Walking Dead, and if there is still enough of a appetite for that after we get through those next few spin-off series, we'll definitely dive into Fear of the Walking Dead as well, because we've grown to really love this community, this world, and yeah, so the answer is yes. We're going to start with those three that I mentioned, with the characters that we have, and then we'll probably jump into Fear after that if people still want it. Okay, so this was a big one, and this one we intentionally skipped for the Wonderland video, because we knew it was going to be hard for us to do this just on the fly. But this one is from Patrick. 1 being your favorite through 10 being your least favorite. What is your movie genre top 10? This is going to be interesting for me. I already know what's going to be up there for Erika, but let's see. Okay, I'll go number 1, comedy. Number 2, action adventure. Number 3, drama. Number 4, sci-fi fantasy. Number 5, crime suspense. Number 6, horror. Number 7, romance. Number 8, documentary. Number 8, western. And then number 9, war historical, and number 10, documentary. I think that's my 10. Yeah. I think the major reasoning behind my ranking is because when I'm putting on a movie, a lot of the time, especially with how busy I am, it's just to turn off my brain. Like, I want to be entertained, and I think having comedy at the top, action, adventure, thrillers near the top of the list, it definitely satiates that need. And then if I do have a certain curiosity, I'll throw on a documentary. I'll throw on something that requires a bit more critical thinking, attention to detail, like historical movies, stuff like that. But if I'm just doing something casually, leisurely, I think that is a pretty safe top 10 for me. Actually, Erika just popped in to give her top 10 right now.
Okay, so I prepped these beforehand. So I would say number 1, comedy, then drama, action / adventure, sci-fi / fantasy, then crime and suspense, romance, war / historical. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm waiting for the last one.
Documentary, western, and horror / thriller. I don't even think I've seen any western ones, but I will still put that one above horror / thriller. Actually, see, this is where I'm kind of like iffy, because like I do like some thriller movies, but if it's being paired with horror,
I mean, they're
it's
often
just
paired with horror.
Yeah, I know, but there are some thriller movies that are not
Yeah,
horror.
that's fair. We need to get more horror on this channel, so we need your help to petition.
Jesus, Jesus, help me! Oh God. Okay.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Okay, I think that basically wraps up our Q&A. Thank you so much to all the patrons who put in a question. We're looking to do this a bit more often over the next couple months, and we'll put out those options to you. But if you want to contribute a question to the next Q&A, you can do so on our Patreon. And yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you for the next one. Peace.